Hi guys, since a couple of you have been asking me about how I do stuff in Photoshop, I thought I would make a video or make a little series of videos that explains it all. So one of you asked me to make some of these graphics basically, so I just dragged in a graphic. One of these graphics without the white background. Pretty basic skill, but something that is useful to learn anyways. A lot of people would just remove the background and then try it out, but usually what I like to do to make sure that will actually work as expected, I create basically a shape, so over here a shape with some color in it, and that shape basically, this one was like light blue, and so as you can see, this image is completely like covering over that light blue. So the objective is to remove it. So by the way, Photoshop also has like layers. The bottommost layer is kind of like below images, the topmost layer is above images. That's basically how it works. It also means like, if I try to move something right now, it's not going to move anything because I'm selecting rectangle 1, as you can see. So when I move that like that, it moves that. So really what I have to do is select this layer explicitly, or like hold control and then click on what's kind of there. So that will then allow you to select a particular layer. So yeah, in terms of removing this background, I would use, typically you would use like it would be maybe the quick selection tool by default, but that's kind of like, I personally don't like it, it's slow and annoying. But if you just use the magic wand tool, you can just click once, get rid of all that, click once, get rid of all that, click once, get rid of all that. But I assume, it's a bag, so maybe you want to keep the white in there. I think the objective for this image was to have like a shadow on the back, so I think this makes sense. But yeah, that's perfect. So now, as you can see, there's no like little white edges anywhere. If I wanted to remove maybe like these little itty bits of like white on the edge, I might use something like the polygonal lasso tool. By default, it's on the lasso tool, which is not very helpful because you literally have to draw it. So that's not great. If you just hold that and then click on polygonal lasso, you basically can just do stuff like that, or as I like to do when people think I'm crazy for doing, go really kind of like fine on these things. So for example, you click there, and then kind of multiple clicks, so that you're really selecting exactly what you want to select. But yeah, that's my little tip for Photoshop. I'm going to go ahead and save this. So first of all, I want to remove that layer in the background. It's quite not very useful. So right click, delete layer, yes. Then Control Alt S will allow you to save a copy, or file, save as, same thing. And I will save it to my wing folder, where it's like wing organized. There you go. And I'll save it to marketing, emails, assets, take out. By the way, you want to set it as a PNG file. Other file types, they don't have transparency. PNG and GIF are the only ones. You could also save it as a JPEG, but that'll leave the white in basically, which you don't want. JPEGs are smaller, PNGs are bigger. Just some general tips, I guess. So yeah, if you hit save, it will then bring this up. Oops. For PNGs, there are particular options. For example, do you want it large file, medium file, small file? The difference is basically the amount of time it takes to save it. Small file size is usually what I go for because I develop stuff for the web. But yeah, that is about it. I'll slowly be making more of these as I use Photoshop to do more interesting things. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful.